Something feels different at Hallis Hall lately. You can sense it in the air. We are building something special, a real Super Bowl contender, but with that growth comes hard conversations and difficult decisions. Real Bears fans know that loyalty is everything in the city, but the NFL is a business that never sleeps. We need to talk about a situation developing with our roster that could change the dynamic of this offense forever. Before we dive into the tension, make sure you like this video and subscribe. If you are a faithful member of the Monsters of the Midway, stay tuned. When the Chicago Bears turned in the card for Stanford tight end Sam Roush in the third round, the collective breath of the fan base hitched. It was not just about adding talent. It was about what that talent represented for the guys already in the building. Immediately, the whispers started growing into a roar across social media. People looked at the depth chart and saw a crowded room. We already have a budding superstar in Colston Loveland, who looks like a generational piece for this franchise. So, naturally, the logic followed that veteran Cole Camp might be the odd man out. It felt like a crossroads moment for a player who has given so much to the Shield. National analysts like Christopher Knox over at Bleacher Report started putting pen to paper, labeling Kmet as a prime post-June first trade candidate. They even started linking him to teams like the Kansas City Chiefs and the Carolina Panthers. The narrative was simple. Kmet's days in Chicago are numbered because the future is already here. Knox pointed out that while there is a role for Kmet in Ben Johnson's high-powered offense, it might not be the leading role he is used to by the time 2026 rolls around. With Loveland establishing himself as the clear TE1 and Roush representing the upside of a rookie contract, the math just does not seem to favor the veteran. But here is the thing. Being a Chicago Bear means more than just being a number on a spreadsheet. Kmet has been a pillar for this team through some very dark days. He is a guy who understands what it means to play in the cold, to play for the city, and to fight for every yard. Now this is where it gets interesting. While the outside world is trying to ship him off to a contender for a draft pick, the reality inside the locker room might be completely different. There is a tension between the cold logic of roster building and the emotional heartbeat of a team trying to find its identity. Is Kmet really on his way out? Or is he actually the glue that keeps this entire young offensive unit from falling apart during this critical transition? That is the question haunting every fan. To understand why this situation is so heavy, you have to look at the human element of the Chicago Bears. Cole Kmet is not just a name on a trade block. He is a leader who has been through the fire. He sat down for his exit meetings after last season and walked away with a very specific feeling. He spoke about his conversations with Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson, describing them as honest guys who take their words seriously. Kmet explicitly mentioned that after that game against Los Angeles, he did not feel like he was going anywhere. He felt that security throughout the entire offseason. That kind of transparency is rare in this league, but even Kmet, in his own words, admitted he understands how the business works. He knows that if a massive offer comes across the desk of the front office, things can change in a heartbeat. He is a professional who knows his value, but he also knows the reality of a rookie-heavy room. This creates a massive emotional risk for the locker room. If you move a guy who the coaches have told is part of the future, what does that say to the rest of the veterans? There is a psychological weight to these decisions that goes far beyond the stats on a page. We are talking about the chemistry of a young quarterback trying to find reliable targets. If you remove the most experienced safety valve in the building, are you actually helping the team, or are you creating a void that a rookie like Sam Roush is not ready to fill? The pressure on Ryan Poles right now is immense. He has to balance the long-term salary cap health with the immediate need to win games in a division that is becoming a gauntlet. Every time a veteran like Kmet is mentioned in trade rumors, it sends a ripple through the fan base. We want the shiny new toys like Loveland and Roush, but we also fear losing the toughness that Kmet brings to the line of scrimmage. It is a delicate dance between progress and stability, and honestly, the risk of moving him might be higher than the reward of a mid-round pick. We are looking at a roster that finally feels deep, but that depth is only an advantage if you actually keep the talent in the room today. But this is where things change and the narrative starts to shift towards something much more tactical. While everyone is focused on the trade rumors, they might be missing the bigger picture of what Ben Johnson is actually building here in Chicago. If you look at the data from Sumer Sports, the Bears were using 13 personnel at the 5th highest rate in the entire league last season. For those who do not know, that means 3 tight ends on the field at the same time. And that number was not just a fluke. It actually increased as the season went on. This is where the too many tight ends argument falls apart. In a world where the Bears want to dictate the physical tempo of the game, having Loveland, Kmet, and Roush is not a problem, it is a massive tactical advantage. This could become something much bigger than just a depth chart battle. It could be the foundational identity of the Chicago Bears offense for the next 3 years. Imagine trying to defend a formation where you have the speed of our receivers on the outside, but you also have 3 massive, athletic tight ends who can all block and catch. It creates a nightmare for defensive coordinators. This is the biggest question facing our rivals right now. How do you stop a team that can run the ball out of heavy sets, but also pass with elite efficiency? By keeping Kmet, the Bears are ensuring they do not have to rush Sam Roush. They can bring the rookie along slowly, letting him learn the nuances of the professional game without the crushing pressure of being the primary guy. This allows Kmet to remain the reliable veteran presence, while Loveland evolves into that game-breaking superstar everyone expects. The Super Bowl window for this team is starting to crack open, and you do not win championships by depleting your reliable assets just to save a few dollars. The emotional escalation here is real because we are seeing the transition from a team that was just happy to compete to a team that is thinking about total dominance. If the Bears keep this group together, it signals that they are all in on Ben Johnson and his vision. It means they value the chemistry and the scheme over the potential of a future draft pick. I'm going to be honest with you all. This situation with Cole Kmet actually worries me because of how quickly people are willing to move on from a guy who embodies the Chicago spirit. I really like the move of drafting Sam Roush, but I think fans should pay attention to the financial reality that makes a trade very unlikely right now. When you dive into the numbers, trading Kmet would leave the Bears with a dead cap hit of $5.4 million while only saving about $2.3 million. From a business perspective, that move just does not make sense this year. It would be a net loss in terms of value on the field versus the money spent. I think we need to appreciate what Kmet brings to this locker room. He is a guy who wants to be here, who has explicitly said he did not feel he would be playing anywhere else. That kind of loyalty is a rare commodity in the modern NFL. This could be incredible if Ben Johnson can truly unlock the 3 tight end sets, making our offense one of the most versatile in the league. But this could also become a problem if the younger players are not getting enough snaps to develop. It is a balancing act that requires a master coach. I have a lot of faith in this coaching staff, but I also know the pressure to win in Chicago is unlike anywhere else. We have seen enough almost seasons to last a lifetime. We want results, and we want them now. Keeping Kmet feels like the safe, smart, and emotionally correct move for a franchise that is trying to build a winning culture from the ground up. It shows the younger players that if you work hard and produce, you have a home here. It builds a foundation of trust that is essential for a championship run. I look at this roster, and I see so much potential, but that potential needs to be protected by veterans who know how to handle the bright lights of Soldier Field. Kmet is that guy. He is the bridge between where we were and where we are going. I truly believe that his presence on the roster this season is going to be more valuable than any late-round pick we could get in return right now. The story of Cole Kmet and the Chicago Bears tight end room is far from over. While the trade rumors might quiet down for now, the underlying tension of a changing roster will remain throughout the entire season. Every snap Roush takes, every touchdown Loveland scores, the conversation will resurface. This is the reality of a team on the rise. We are no longer looking for just anyone to fill a jersey. We are looking for the perfect pieces to complete a championship puzzle. The future is uncertain, and that is exactly why this season feels so monumental. Something bigger is still coming for this franchise, and whether Kmet remains the long-term answer or eventually passes the torch, his impact on this era of Bears football cannot be denied. We are standing on the edge of a new chapter in Chicago history. The question is, are you ready for what comes next? I want to hear from the real fans in the comments. Do you think keeping Kmet is the right move for our Super Bowl window, or should Poles have pulled the trigger on a trade? Let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like this video if you bleed orange and blue, and subscribe to join our community of faithful Bears fans. We are in this together through every win and every roster move. The journey is just beginning, and the monsters of the Midway are coming for it all. Bear down, everyone. This is our time.